Once upon a time, there lived an infinite teleport. I will load into the zone and show you. It lived there peacefully, and it truly was endless. Most folks in Sanctuary did not mind it at all. It was sweet and fast and smooth. The smoothest, the most forever. Truly permanent. Forever, endless, ever. Let me find some monsters and show you. Oh, pardon me. It did not need monsters. It required no outside conditions at all. Allow me to show you. Just a moment now. I will show you. It needed neither monsters nor elites. Now watch closely. Right here, look carefully. That was the endless perma-teleport, smooth and seamless, never needing to hit a target with any skill. It did not even require slain elites to keep working for 12 whole seconds. But alas, it was not perma enough ever. For nowadays they call it endless. And it was not the smoothest either, because nowadays they call this one the smoothest. Yet it required no outside conditions. Let me show you one moment. There, it jumped and reset itself, whether monsters were nearby or not. It jumped and refreshed, and the speed it had. And furthermore, it allowed you to hold down 3 buttons at once, and this harmed neither its smoothness nor its flow. Indeed, you could hold down ball lightning and teleport together. Teleport, truth be told, was bound to evade, but you could also keep your ultimate button pressed, and still the animations flowed as smooth as silk. It did not need to strike monsters. It did not need to slay an elite to gain Ingeom's blessing. Let me find an elite and show you. Ah, no elite is needed after all. Then instead I shall show you the loading screen and what must be changed in the build to achieve the endless ever, smoothest ever teleport ever without monsters, elites, or anything whatsoever. This is the endless teleport. Just don't tell Rob. Hey guys, new off here? Tired of all those fairy tales about the infinite teleport that has not existed for several seasons already, specifically since season 11, and want to actually understand how teleport worked back when it was truly infinite, and how the current version works, the one that needs conditions, mobs, or elites, and still is not actually infinite. Want to understand what is really going on, what unconditional infinite teleport actually is, and why nobody can get it anymore. And why everyone talks about it but nobody has seen it in a long time. Why, when there are no mobs or elites, there is no infinite teleport either. It is supposed to be infinite. Why does it not work smoothly when you hold down 2 buttons, teleport and ball lightning? Because it does not work, and because infinite teleport does not exist anymore. What exists is a conditionally cooldown free teleport for a limited amount of time while meeting certain conditions. And marketing fairy tales showing situations where those conditions are already met. Killing an elite and triggering Ingeom, or gaining stacks by hitting mobs and spending those stacks on teleport. Sorry, do not worry, I will show and explain everything later. Right now I am too excited. I also do not know why they renamed Ingeom from Diablo 3 into something else. Can I just keep calling it Ingeom? To understand what is what, first I will explain what infinite teleport actually was, how it worked, what was needed for it, and why it disappeared. Do not worry, I will keep it short. I will not keep loading in and out and violently shaking the mouse around. I'm still young and inexperienced, but when I grow up, I will definitely explain everything properly. So, give me another year or 2, and I will start producing such unbelievable nonsense that your minds will explode. Yes, the 80-20 rule still exists. If something seems suspicious to you, then it definitely only seemed that way. Because I have absolutely nothing against, and certainly do not intend to argue with, the laws of the universe. It is a natural process. So, just assume you imagined it and listen to the important parts. Well, almost all of them, because one of the universal laws still states no stream of consciousness is allowed to be shorter than 8 minutes. Just do not tell Rob, or especially Blizzard. So then, the infinite teleport that was actually infinite. How did it work? Everything was simple. On your gear, you stacked total cooldown reduction close to 75%. This was achievable without any absurd effort, although obviously not right at the start of the season. Shaco looked like this. After masterworking, it had this exact value. Talrusha's ring added cooldown reduction into the overall pool. The offhand gave some too, but those are not important details. I had an older video fully explaining every single technical detail and interaction, so check that out if you want absolutely everything explained in depth. Infinite Teleport worked through very high total cooldown reduction and an affix on boots. That built-in affix no longer exists. It reduced the cooldown of teleport placed in the evade slot by 1.5 seconds. The cooldown of teleport itself was 1.7 seconds or less, out of which 1.5 seconds were removed by attacking and roughly 0.2 seconds were just animation time. That was Infinite Teleport. Do you understand? It did not require hitting mobs, killing elites, or anything else. It was fully self-sufficient and did not care about any external conditions. Its animation was perfect, smooth and fluid. The sorcerer looked like she was sliding across water. Incredibly smooth and incredibly fast. Whether mobs existed or not did not matter. Whatever happened around her also did not matter. That was a truly infinite, ultra-smooth, ultra-fast teleport. And under that exact brand name, people are now selling you whatever exists today. And what exists today I will explain a bit later. So what happened? Short version. Players from other classes started complaining that their classes were not fast or comfortable enough. Yes, that is literally what happened. And what did Blizzard do? Correct. Instead of speeding up other classes, for example, by increasing the movement speed cap, they decided to cripple the fastest class instead. Why give speed to everyone when you can just shoot the fastest class in the knee? So they gave Sorcerer 4 seconds of completely unreducible cooldown on teleport in the evade slot. This perfectly fits into the overall design philosophy of artificially slowing gameplay down. We see this everywhere. Either we need to collect something, wait for something, or walk around something. Back to adding 5 seconds to evade. Wait, did you not say 4? Yes, they talked about 5 but implemented 4, although they said 4 or 5 but implemented 4. Do not ask why, I do not know. Achieving infinite teleport through evade became impossible, but people tried using teleport from the skill bar instead. Everyone started doing this in Season 11, including me, but the cooldown timings of teleport were manually limited by the developers. There is a link in the description to my Season 11 build where the absolute maximum achievable was a 0.5 second cooldown in one chain lightning variation. At that time, leveling teleport itself also reduced its cooldown, but eventually the cooldown hit an invisible manually placed wall and stopped decreasing. It did not decrease through bonus teleport skill ranks on weapons, total cooldown reduction from gear, or even direct teleport cooldown reduction on gear. It stopped at exactly 0.5 seconds with the Oculus setup. That was the moment the era of crutches began. People started stacking extra evade charges through affixes. People started using the Sorcerer Teleport rune word. Yes, before that other classes used it, but starting from Season 11, sorcerers themselves started using it too. But none of it worked nearly as smoothly or as cooldown free. Yet for the sake of hype, everyone, including me, kept calling it Infinite Teleport, even though it no longer was. Right now, mechanics are being reworked again, existing systems changed, old ones removed, new aspects added. This is not the best moment to talk about any stable meta, but what I want to say is this. What we have now is not the best infinite teleport ever. It is not the smoothest teleport ever. It is some kind of surrogate and a weak shadow of former greatness. What exists now does not allow smooth gameplay while holding down ball lightning and teleport at the same time. Animations become choppy. Teleport only gets rapid cooldown reduction while stacks are available, and those stacks only appear when you activate other skills. Or in another variation where teleport uses a different node, all the fun only begins after killing an elite, and it lasts exactly 12 seconds, during which you must find and kill another elite. And in both versions of this conditionally infinite teleport, you still cannot maintain smooth animations while holding attack and teleport simultaneously. Before Season 11, all of this was possible. You could start teleporting instantly, stop, pick up loot, and immediately continue using perfectly smooth infinite teleport regardless of anything around you. So can the current mutilated sorcerer version really be called infinite, the smoothest and most infinite ever? No. That ever nonsense rather than the word infinite itself is exactly what really pissed me off. For logical completeness, I should briefly explain how it works now. Option 1. In this setup, teleport is treated as a fire skill. Using this node makes teleport consume 1 overpower stack for cooldown reduction. Those overpower stacks come from this familiar node. Every familiar summon grants 2 overpower stacks and heals you. 1 additional stack is also granted whenever Meteor triggers. These stacks do not create true cooldown free teleport, but they allow movement while mobs exist until you kill an elite and trigger the IMBA bonus. Mobs are needed so that the Hydra and familiars have someone to hit to cool down skills. Option 2, we replace this teleport node with this one. Hitting an enemy with teleport allows you to cast it again within 2 seconds. We also replace the familiar node with this one. Familiar becomes an all-element skill, and by switching this node we gain bonuses from all familiar elements including skill cooldown reduction. But at the same time we lose 2 fire elements in the build, which means this aspect on the gloves stops working. So we replace it with something else, for example this. In both cases, to imitate infinite teleport, we are recommended to use Ingeom, which is currently called Yen Druin, or whatever they renamed it into. But even when it activates and reduces cooldown almost to 0, you still cannot hold down both buttons. When holding attack and teleport together, this happens. To move quickly, you must hold attack and manually press teleport for every jump, or the opposite. Release attack and hold teleport. But then your only damage comes from already existing ball lightning orbs and teleport itself. Oh, and the most important part, all this fun ends 12 seconds after every elite kill and you limp toward the next elite afterward. Stop to pick up loot? Same story. Continue walking. Sure, you can invent additional crutches with extra evade charges on boots and place teleport as a lightning skill in enchantments. All the stretched out and watered down details can be found in the original creator's version. I am absolutely not claiming authorship of any of this. I am simply stating this is not infinite teleport. It is not the smoothest. It is not infinite. Not ever. It is a surrogate. Tell Rob and Blizzard or do not tell them, it changes nothing. But somebody occasionally has to remind people beneath all the marketing garbage what once actually existed. Maybe eventually the constant pressure will wear down the stone and Blizzard will bring back smooth animations and the ability to play without all these crutches. Of course, I am not naive enough to believe they will fully restore it. That is impossible for fundamental reasons. A developer's job is to increase player time spent in the game, not speed gameplay up. Artificial obstacles to fast movement are an inseparable part of that process, alongside non-player character dialogue, animations, loot pickup, and everything else. So why am I ranting about this then? Because I also want some hype from infinite teleport titles while still trying to say something useful. This smoothest infinite teleport ever nonsense irritates me way too much. Anyway, this was New Off. Thanks for watching. I would appreciate your opinions in the comments. Bye. Also tell me if you want a proper breakdown of Mikuna's build without all the filler. And yes, how do you get real infinite teleport right now? You do not. It no longer exists. What exists is a conditionally infinite surrogate. Ever. Do not tell Rob, do not tell Blizzard, there is nothing left to fix anyway. What exists is a conditionally cooldown free teleport for a limited time while meeting specific conditions. What does it take to make a person happy? Make things worse, then bring them back to how they were. You don't even need to bring it all back. Just bring back half and the people will be happy. Diablo partner at work. Just don't tell Blizzard. So what then? Is the build still playable? Yes. And when Ingeom is active, it is even comfortable. Alright, bye. So then, did I repeat everything enough times? If not, leave a comment and send this video to your friends. And if I repeated it too many times, also share it with your friends. Now this is definitely goodbye. Although, I am not infinite sure.